Hello. Okay, it looks like we are live. Hopefully we are live. You're over here, not over there. Well, last time I live streamed, it was what, December 2nd? We had started the Santa project. And you know what? It feels like that was forever ago. I cannot get over how long December has felt. It has been a busy month. So anyways, okay, live stream. Just waiting. Something's happening. I see that. So making sure that you guys have me and that you can hear me. And we'll jump right in. I am Angela. This is Clark Fine Art. And if you are new here, today is just a live art chat. I'm going to be working on completing my Santa painting that, of course, was inspired by Starving Artist Collective. So thank you for that. The comment was made that in Australia, in the southern hemisphere, that it's summertime during Christmas. So Santa is, there's not snow. I thought, you know what? Why don't we put Santa in the southern hemisphere on the beach, having a grand old time? And so that's our painting that we're going to be doing. And I will jump over. There we go. Excuse me. Thank goodness microphones have a mute button, or at least my microphone has a mute button, because you guys don't need to hear. Oh, I was all set to go. I thought I was good. I was ready. I was ready early today. I was like, yes, this is going to be great. And then about 5 minutes ago, I realized, no, my iPad that I control the stream with is downstairs. So yeah, I had to run down there and then run back up because I was like, I'm not running before the stream because then I'll be coughing when I first start it. And, we all know how that goes. It'll settle down, I promise. But anyways, all the best intentions. I still failed. Let's see. Excuse me. Just checking in. Audio is live. Video is live. Great. All right. So, the other thing I was going to share with you guys. Have you seen my palette? I love this palette. This is, I can get the lid out. Excuse me. I am using the Masterson. This is the palette, like the holder for the palette. It's like a Stay Wet palette, but as I knock things over, it'll stop rolling eventually in this studio. It was something glass, but it didn't sound like it broke, so we're all good. Anyhow, I closed up this palette after we were done last time, and of course I added the paper towel full of water to keep everything wet. I opened it back up fully expecting I was going to have to scrape all of this and clean it all off and put out new paint. No, oops, I keep sticking my hand in front of the camera. These, they're still wet. So I've linked it in the video description below if you guys want to check that out. This thing is awesome. The paints are still perfectly fine. They're just as messy as they were when I left them last time. So today we are going to do Santa's surfboard, Villain Santa. Of course, his shorts are going to be red, and he's got little white hibiscus flowers on his little board shorts. And I might start painting those first so that they'll have time to dry by the time I come back and do the skin. And then, of course, I can put the white over top of that. Now, I've been using my Amsterdam paints, and that's what I used last time. And it was just a primary set. And I am going to be, I did get out just to share with you guys, just in case, because I linked the Amsterdam paints in the description below. Excuse me. But these supplies, I have not linked yet, but I did grab my Liquitex Heavy Body Titanium White just because I know that the first time I used the Amsterdam paints, the white seemed really, really transparent to me. So, excuse me, I figured I would grab this one just in case I need something more opaque, because I know that Liquitex Heavy Body, I can put that down. It's going to cover whatever I put it on. And then I also grabbed the my raw umber, which is golden. And golden and Liquitex, both heavy bodies, are like some of my favorite paints. That's what I'm grabbing. If I'm doing a commission or just painting in general, usually this is what I'm grabbing, is my either golden or Liquitex heavy body. Although I did try some of the Liquitex basics because I have, the 48 set, I believe it is, of the small tubes, and I did like them. I liked them a lot. So you may see me start using some of those a little bit more often. And hopefully, I talk with my hands. You see that, I'm going to keep sticking my hand in front of you. No, we'll get painting, and hopefully that won't be happening. So let me just check in with the chat, and we are diving right in because I really want to finish this during today's session. I'm also going to be updating you on what is going on, what my schedule is going to be like for the rest of the year, and giving you that kind of information. So again, see, I keep seeing out of my peripheral vision is catching my monitor, and I keep seeing that I'm sticking my hand here. And yeah, I will try to not do that, but I'm very much a hand talker. You hold my hand still, I can't talk. Anyway, checking in with the chat. And again, okay, my mouse does not want to reach. I just need to try to move this without knocking anything, hopefully without knocking anything over, so that it will be closer to me. There we go. I was moving the thing that has my palette on it. I think that's about as close as I can get. Whoa, sorry guys. Shaking the palette there. Okay. So, and speaking of Starving Artist Collective, hello. And I'm seeing a lot of people. Dawn, hi Dawn. Dawn says I'm new here. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. It is great to have you here with us. We just chat during these about all kinds of things, art or other related. It's just a casual chat, and we're going to create some artwork. So I hope you have fun, and thanks for joining us. I see Jamie Eddy's here. Hello, Jamie. Gypsy Heart. Of course, Gypsy Heart Crafts. That would be Ashley, and she is our moderator today. Joseph had another obligation, so he is not here right now. I'm not sure if he'll pop in at some point before we're finished, but right now he is not here. Okay, I think, double checking, I think that's it. Just remember, if you want me to see your comments, type the little @ symbol and then Clark Fine Art, and that makes it pop up orange on my screen. And it won't be orange on yours, but it will be orange on mine. And then that way there, I will see it and be able to find it easily and be able to answer your questions. Okay. Dawn and Dorothy Chambers, welcome. Okay. We are going to get started now, guys. I know that some of you were here that were here last time on the 2nd, and we talked about his surfboard and what color you guys wanted me to paint his surfboard. And Starving Artist Collective, you are out there. Can you remind me, what color did we say? What color are we doing the surfboard? Because I have the surfboard, and then it's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I bring it closer for a second. There we go. Well, wow, that makes some wonky lines, doesn't it? He's got a little snowflake that we're going to be painting on there. So I may do that. I may do that in white or a different color. It depends on how well it's going to show up. But of course, Santa's hat and shorts will be red. So we're going to start there. And I am using my Simply Simmons brushes that I wanted to test out. They are, of course, linked in the description below. And right now, this is a number 16 round. And I'm going to start there with his hat and his shorts. I love the point that these have on them. So I'm hoping that it will maintain that nice fine point and allow me to get some good coverage and some good detail. And I put my, oops, I'm going to shake this as I, sorry if I'm shaking that palette camera. The palette camera is on. Those of you that have been here for a while, you know that Lou, my husband, made me the cart that holds my palette and my water. I wasn't paying attention when I put them in, and the one that has my paint puck was to the back and hard to reach. So just flipping those around. So sorry if I bumped and shook that palette camera for a second. All right, and you know what? This has got a little bit of paint on top from other colors from when we were mixing things. I'm just going to get that out of there. Okay. One thing I will say about this Amsterdam paint is it is very, excuse me, I promise that will stop. It's just from me moving around so much just before the stream that gets me every time. It's like, I think it's like anxiety too kicks up because, you know, for whatever reason, I get so like the anxiety flares when I'm getting ready to go live. And then I go live and I'm like, oh, I'm having a great time hanging out with you guys and it's no big deal. So what was I fretting over? I don't know. Orangey based colors to contrast with the blue sky. Yes. Yes. Not bright orange, but orange though. I thought we had said something about orange. So it would really, it would really pop. But if we go with kind of like a deeper orange, because the sky is really muted and then it's not showing up for you guys like quite like it is for me. It's really, I'm gonna have to post a picture of that. Like I was debating if I wanted to adjust the sky. It almost looks stormy back there. And I'm hoping that once we, you know, maybe there's like snow coming in. You guys don't even know. Southern hemisphere is going to get snow. Because that's what our sky looks like when a snowstorm's coming in winter. Not bright orange though. Yeah, that I think like a muted orange. Maybe we'll mix up our red and our yellow. They look like they might make a decent orange. These two that are in the Amsterdam paints. So which is Pyro Red and Primary Yellow. So hopefully right now my lights are like really, hopefully those will make a decent orange. Pyro Red should. Pyro Red is usually a color that I would grab if I was going to do something like that. And we may have to come back through here and you guys see that? Concentration immediately shuts me up. I may have to come back through here and wear his hat, you know, go over this a couple times because that blue is showing through. These Amsterdam paints, they are transparent. So if you like to paint in, you know, transparent layers, you might really enjoy these. And of course, I've got his little pom-pom is on the bottom here. And I meant to, last time I realized like my easel is kind of low. I really needed to like raise this up a bit so that I would be coming, you know, like straight in, because straight in is about up here and he's like down here. So if you see me like leaning weirdly, that's why. Although, and you see I'm like all choked up on that paintbrush, which is a long handled paintbrush, but what do you guys prefer? Excuse me, do you prefer the long-handled brushes or do you prefer short-handled brushes even at an easel? I mean, obviously, if I'm working at my desk, I want a short-handled brush. I'll be poking myself in the eye. Yeah, see, that is really coming through. That blue is really showing through there. I may even have to hit this with some of that titanium white, let it dry, and then come back on top of it because where this blue overlapped him, this is not, like I wasn't worried when I painted the background first if I went over into where he was going to be, because usually the paints I normally use would have just covered right over that. You wouldn't even have seen it, no big deal. But these are very, very transparent. They make me think of paints that, knowing that Lisa, just in case on that off chance that any of you don't know or aren't familiar, Lisa over at Lockery Fine Art, she loves Liquitex Basics and makes me think that she might like these. The way that she builds up her layers, you know, and likes that very transparent. I could imagine that she would actually might like these. So the way that I'll do this today is I am going to try to, so that we can try to get him finished today, I will try to paint in, sections and then pause, check for questions, and I'll let you know that I'm checking for questions. And then that way there, if you are watching, excuse me, if you're watching the replay and you want to skip over the questions, then you'll know that I'm about to do that and, you know, can react accordingly. Or just keep watching because, you know, maybe it's something you were wondering. So, because it just caught my eye, answering my question. Starving Artist Collective said long-handled brushes for me. And then Jamie says, it depends. I prefer short for detail, but long works great for large coverage for me. I could totally get that. And Gypsy Heart Crafts, I prefer both personally because I work with both on the regular, so the length doesn't tend to bother me. I can work flat at a table with a long handle just as easily as a short. Tara, that would be me, especially if I was at my desk. I prefer short handle brushes. I hit myself with the long ones. Yep. And Belle, who's just now doing first painting, so I don't have a preference yet. Oh, that is awesome. I'm glad to hear that. What are you painting? Let us know. What are you painting? What's the subject matter that you're painting? All right. And I'm going to, I think as I do his shorts here, and I put in this first layer of color, I'm going to possibly avoid where I know that the flowers are going to be. And I thought I had a flower on his shorts. I did. There should be a flower on his shorts here, but for whatever reason, I missed that one, and I can see it in my line art. And speaking of line art, this line art is available if you would like to paint this for yourself. I missed his that little one right there. That's okay. We can just paint that in. That's no big deal. This is available for free for you to download over on my Patreon. You do not have to be a patron to get this line art. Anybody can grab that. The link directly to the post over there is in the description below. The only thing I noted when we started was not to paint the horizon line because for whatever reason on the line art, I popped it in up here, which was not right. It needed to be like way down here so that the perspective looked right for the way we were looking at Santa. All right, I apologize if that's all crinkling there. So I do have some of the Simply Simmons, the little short handle ones right here. So if I need to grab it, I did try to be prepared. I am actually going to lift this because I need to get that line really skinny. And again, I thought about doing this at the desk because this is only an 8x10 painting. So I thought about doing it at the desk and I was already on the easel. I said, well, we'll just continue where we started. Actually, I'm just going to draw in that other hibiscus and we'll just go with that. We'll go around it. I definitely think that this will definitely need a couple layers. I was looking at the water. I really wanted to work on this in between. I just have not. I was hoping I was going to just be able to finish it ahead of time and we would do something different today and I would just bring you a video of the finished piece. And of course that has gotten all crazy where that flower is. So I'll be going over that again with the white, but I was hoping I was going to be able to just bring you the video of it being finished and we would do something different today. However, it has been so busy. And I just have not had a chance. I've not had a chance to do that. I thought about putting something like instead of hibiscus flowers, like making it like holly leaves or something, you know, something winter, or you would associate with like Christmas time. Again, sorry guys, can you see? Yeah, you can. I just want to, it's so much easier. That's just too far away. And the coverage, I was even looking at the water, the way that the water dried. I was like, I really want to do another layer there, because I'm seeing, now that it's dry, I'm seeing parts of the canvas coming through that I just, in a way that I just don't like. I knew I was going to have to come back over like with white to do, you know, some marks for some waves, what have you. Again, it's that concentration. Yeah, so that is definitely going to need another layer. So hopefully we are going to be able to finish this today. If not, I will be finishing it and I will post the video, but I will not be live. I will not be live next week. We have company coming in, and it is just, with the holiday, it's just getting crazy. So next week I will not be live. And then the week in between Christmas, actually some of this yellow, if you guys can see that, like some of that yellow is really nasty. It's got some black in it, but I'm not minding because I want that orange to be a more desaturated color. So I'm just grabbing it and we're gonna go for it. And if it is dark like that, yeah, that would make the snowflake be able to be white and really stand out on it. So as far as my schedule goes, just to give you guys an update, keep you posted of what will be happening. So next Tuesday, I will have a regular video on my Tuesdays. It is my intention for Tuesday to still have the video come out like it usually does. For those of you that noticed this week, like I said, the schedule's been crazy, and I did get the video out Tuesday, but it was later than I normally do. I like to be able to have them out at about 3 o'clock my time, which is the same time that I go live. However, you know what? Pausing that thought for just a second. I'm just seeing that one of my palm fronds like came over onto the surfboard when I painted that, which no big deal. However, I don't think I'm going to get the coverage that I want. So I'm going to paint that with some white first. I'm going to grab some of my, whoa, I'm shaking that. I'm like the camera that's on my palette is, oh, if you could see the way I have it set up, it's not the greatest choice or decision, but it's there. Hopefully I don't shake it and knock it over. Well, that would not be good, but we're going to put out some of that titanium white because I think I'm going to need it. I'm also going to touch that spot on Santa's hat, and I might even grab a smaller brush for that. These the spots here where it's like showing through, if you can see that, it's like there's some darker spots right there. So, and that is already dry. Everything is drying so fast. So I'm just going to clean up the edge. Cleaning up the edges, and you see the difference. I mean, I go over it with that Liquitex Heavy Body, and nothing shows through. It just cleans that up so nicely. Just want to clean up that edge. Okay. That should be good. So yeah, there's like so much going on as we approach the end of the year. So I will return live the first week in January. That will be my next live stream. So the first Thursday in January, I will be back live streaming. But between now and then, I will have other videos for you. I'm not going to be live. I will be working on getting all of the videos, done and edited and be able to put that up. Of course, I will post. I'm getting close. As soon as I hit the 500 subscriber mark, it's going to open up my community tab on here on YouTube. And I plan on using that to keep all of you updated. So sooner we hit that, then the sooner I am going to be able, I'm just like hitting where the white cotton is going to be that I kind of painted over it a little bit. And again, I apologize if me having to pick this canvas up is bothering you. All right, just getting that covered, as I want that part of his, and I know I'm turning this. This is awkward. Sorry, guys. There we go. I just want that to be covered and actually be the red that it's supposed to be, and I'll have that weird stuff showing through. And I know that this paint will fix all of that for me. All right. While that, I would leave it alone. It might actually have a chance to dry. All right, so while that is drying, I think I'm going to come down here and put a little bit of this white while I have it on my brush in the edges of like where the seafoam would be. And I'm going to check in for questions real quick first, and then I will do that. And then I'll get back to painting our surfboard and Santa. And I'm just going to mist this on my palette real fast so that I can keep it. I just have a little fine mist sprayer. Just trying to make sure I keep my paints wet because everything is drying so fast in the studio right now. All right. Questions. Just scrolling back up because it just went down. And I don't know if I leave it there, if it will not scroll on me so I can keep my place. Just looking through. Oh, I agree. Gypsy Heart said that in response to Belle, but I definitely agree, and I think that this is something that can apply with all of us. She says, oh, she always tells everyone, mistakes are proof you are trying, and you have to make mistakes to grow. If there's no mistakes, there's nothing to overcome, and therefore nothing to learn to grow. I absolutely agree. That's what I've said it before, and I'll say it again. if it's not a masterpiece, it's a learning piece. And, you know, I learn something from every painting I do, whether it is something I absolutely love or, you know, something that maybe I didn't love so much, but I learned something from every single one of them. Yeah, Starving Artist Collector said, end of year mad rush here too. I've been offered lots of extra shifts last 4 weeks and definitely ready to sleep in over Christmas. Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry guys, that mic did not mute as fast as it was supposed to. Yeah, we have family arriving next Thursday, which is another part of the reason that I won't be live. And we have a holiday gathering or Christmas gathering Thursday as well. So yeah, it's just not going to be, it's not going to work. Will I have a video that day? I am not sure. It's really going to depend how busy things get between now and then. There's so much going on. Teresa, hello. Welcome. Glad you could join us. Oh, Starving Artist Collective said, are you a one layer or many layer painter like Lisa? And actually, oh, there we go. If you heard that, National Weather Service has just issued, great, it's a wind advisory for us here. We've just come out of like a winter weather advisory, and now we're going into a wind advisory, which give me the snow. I don't like the wind. I do not like the wind. And so to answer your question, back to what we were doing, I am a mini layer. Yeah, I will often, like, I don't worry about it. If I'm painting something and I'm not liking the way it's turning out, I will just layer it right up. Like the commission that I just did, my last commission I did, that one, I was not liking the transition. I was not liking the transition of the sky. It went, you know, I'm working off of their reference photo. And it was, you know, commemorating a special day for them. The painting, and I believe some of you have seen that. Of course, I started it on a live stream. I think it was my very second live stream. I started that painting, and I actually have all that footage. Maybe I'll edit that and I'll share it in a video for you guys so you can see it. And I'm not going to commit to when, because again, schedule's crazy, but yeah, so I was working on the transition of that sky, and oh, I gotta tell you, it just did this really weird transition. Of course, you got the orange, it was like an orange sunset. So as it was transitioning, the sky went through this like really odd green, and then got to the pinks and stuff that were, you know, further up in the image. And I was just like, oh, it was horrible for translating, you know, into it was a beautiful picture, but the camera has an easy job of capturing what it sees. It made my job, oh, my chair almost just bumped that, and that would not have been good. My chair did bump it, but it almost just knocked it off, and that would not have been good. So anyhow, I'm going to turn this because I've been trying to paint right around the side on this one. And of course, I just want some of that film to come up onto the sand. There we go. It wasn't the easiest thing for me to do, but I painted over, like, there's so many times. So coming back to the layers, so many times, like I think I did it 3 times. I think there were like 3 times where I said I was painting that sunset. I absolutely did not like it. Painted right over it. Painted it again. So yeah, layer, like, you know, Lisa always says like layer till it looks good. Oh yeah, I was layering all right. It's really layering a lot. Oh, again, just going to catch a little bit of this. And I think I shouldn't even go that far into the water because it's really like I'm seeing through the like there's a lot of the canvas wanting to show through, and I'm not liking that. But also I had a conversation with Starving Artist Collective, who said you in Australia you have some teal colors in your water too, right? So I thought, what if I mixed up like a teal and then glazed some teal into this water? It would be more realistic of what you guys see in the southern hemisphere, which is where I wanted this to kind of feel like it was happening. So there's that. I may do that. And I definitely, I need a smaller brush. That one's just not really holding. I'm going to shake this camera right off. That one's not holding its point like I would like it to. So just grabbing my little one. And then I also have, so this is a number 5, which is a short handle. And then I also have in the long handle, the number 4, which is much more detailed. And I will definitely be using this guy when I'm working on Santa's facial features. Okay. Starving says, too many buttons. I lost my own question. Too many buttons indeed. Like me trying to keep track of that on here. Crazy. Bill says, take a day off. You have enough to do. There's so much to do. Thank you guys. Yeah, and Gypsy Heart. So just in case you guys don't know, Gypsy Heart, Ashley, who is one of my moderators, also has a channel here on YouTube. The link is in the description below. I'm sure I will tell you this at the end, but there's a link for both her and Joseph's channels in the description below. And she's going to be also taking time off to spend with her family, and that is awesome. That's excellent. Yeah, we just, it's going to be a hard year, I know, for our family. We, I've said it before, is why I took time off this summer. Our family did experience a few losses this year of family members, and it's going to be hard on quite a few of our family members. So I just think that during this time, my time should be focused on them some more, and if there are any needs they have. So yeah, I won't be live. I won't be back live until first week of January. So on that note, for those of you who do celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. A very, very Merry Christmas. And of course, Happy New Year. Oh, there's the answer to my question. Very Caribbean colors in our water. So yeah, I think I'm going to try to glaze in a little bit of teal. And again, if we don't get to that and get it finished, I'll just do final details, maybe off camera, and then post it over on MeWe. For those of you who are on MeWe, if you're not following me over there, Clark Fine Art over on MeWe. So it is mewe.com/p/ClarkFineArt. That is my page over there. All right, going back to my bigger brush, and let's see if we can block in the orange of his surfboard. Ooh, I like that. This is definitely a more muted. It is a deeper orange. I'm just working my way out to that edge. You guys do that? I like paint, and I'll I'll push it out towards the edge. Of course, guys, I see Lisa sometimes and she'll be painting and she's just like, and like the straightest lines, and yeah. I don't care how long I've been painting. These hands still want to shake and not give me the straight line that I want. But I do find sometimes if I slow down, that doesn't help. I'm going to have his beard kind of coming around here like he's tucked into his surfboard, because he's like grabbing a hold and pulling the surfboard because his little hand's over here. So we're going to have his little beard just kind of come out. In front there. And the other thing I was worried, I was like, oh, his legs in that sand. You know, I just picture Santa. He lives at the North Pole, so guys, when he's visiting you down there in the southern hemisphere, Santa's pretty pale. Kind of matches me. And yeah, I was like, how are we going to do that? Right now, I think that snowflake will show through. And if not, what I'll do is when this dries, I will just grab my transfer paper, come right back over it, and put that snowflake back on there, and then we'll just paint it white. And the only reason I would do it that way versus just painting it, and that's only if I can't see it. Right now I can still see it through here. Because when I put this on, when I put the transferred it, I used almost like a graphite, you know, a darker transfer paper. And so that I'd be able to see it. All right, what do you guys think? That is definitely, it's almost like a deep orange. Like a burnt orange, maybe? I guess that would be kind of a better description. One thing I will say, though, about these Amsterdam paints, they are so darn transparent. And in that, like, it doesn't mean that doesn't mean I don't like them. I do like them. They go on very smoothly. And as long as I know that a paint is transparent, then I would grab it for that reason. You know, when I need that was MeWe. Thanks, Teresa. I will accept that request to be your contact right after we get off of this live. Over there on MeWe. So anyhow, if I was doing a painting and I knew like I need a color that is very transparent for glazing, what have you, then these would be great. But if I want a color for its opacity, these are not those paints. I don't know if any of you use Amsterdam, if you agree. Have you had a different experience? I don't know, but I find these to be very much transparent, and I'm not a fan when I am wanting to get really good coverage and paint quickly, because when I want to get good coverage and paint quickly, I don't necessarily want to do a ton of layers. I want to get it done in as few layers as possible. You know, like say during a 2-hour live stream. And this is definitely, that just went a little beyond where I wanted it to go. This is definitely not my typical style, which I'm finding it fun. I find it a lot of fun because I did a few things. If you've seen the videos that I've been putting out for Christmas, like my cards, I did my little gnome card. You know, that was very much more illustrated. And then if you saw the images of my commission, very realistic. So, yeah, this is not necessarily my typical. Not typically the way I would paint. See how that's just like, gosh, you pull that down through and it just, like you just cannot get the really good coverage. Definitely gonna have to build up some layers on this guy. All right. Because all it wants to do too, when you know, trying to go back over, just wants to pull it right back off. Okay, we're gonna let that dry. We can come back. That is looking so much brighter for you guys than that is for me. That is like, yeah. So news. I wasn't live streaming last week because it was my birthday. So I have to say that I am really excited. I got, well, Lou got me for my birthday a new camera, which is a Canon M50 Mark II. And you can use that camera. Supposedly, I can use that camera for live streaming. So I am hoping that I will be able to set it up so that I can get some images with that camera, so that when that's the camera that's on my artwork. Because if I can get that done, thanks Gypsy Heart, if I can get that done, then that will be hopefully give you such better images of the actual artwork and have much better, like with the white balance, and make it look more accurate to its colors. I mean, this is not too bad, but this is definitely coming out brighter. Like this is a much more muted orange, and I will try to get a good picture of that for you guys. All right, so I'm jumping back to Santa's hat, and I'm going to get another coat on there. These paints are just, it's hard because they're wanting to dry, which makes me want to spritz them with the water. Then I spritz them with the water, and that's just going to thin them down and make them have less coverage. So, see, because I'll have to come back over those spots where I just put the white in, but at least now it's nice and red. And not translating as some kind of purple like it was before. Like Santa had purple spots on his hat. And once I get the red blocked in the way that I want it on his hat, and I have that good coverage, then I'm going to darken up my red, and I'll come in and add, like, you know, the shadows and things like that to kind of give him a little more dimension. Yes. See, Belle, thank you. I lost my, there it is. I was like, I lost my cursor. He's good. He is good. When it comes to, like, gift giving, he is on it. I was like, yes, definitely. Stuff from my studio. I would love it. That'd be fantastic. And I think maybe he got tired of hearing me complaining about my cameras and the issues I was having. I did get, you know, the new lights. I told you guys I got the new lights. I actually unboxed those in my studio tour. I did get them on my desk, so I tried them out the other day, and not too bad. I think I was getting better results with them. then with the larger ring lights that I've been using, which have been kind of washing you guys out, I also have learned that I've had to turn off. See, I feel like I'm like looking down, like you guys, because I got to brace this. Next project we do on the easel, this easel's going up because my chair is taller. Okay, guys, right there. Boom. You can't touch your canvas when it's wet. No, don't do that. That is very, very typical of, I always have to rest my hand. What I need is like a maul stick. I actually put one of those on my, it's funny because I always share with you guys like the stuff that Lou makes me. And I put a maul stick on my wish list. But I put a note, because you can add, like, if you guys have done the Amazon wish list, you can create your wish list and then you can go in and add a note about the item. So I added a note to Lou and I was like, I want a maul stick for, working at my easel so I don't stick my hand in my painting like I just did. I was like, but check out how they look, because I'm sure you can make me one. Like, I'm sure he could make me one. I mean, how hard is it? Piece of dowel, some fabric, something padded on the end so I can rest it against the, yeah, I'm sure he can make me one. And I would like it even more. I always go to him first whenever there's something that I want for the studio that I think, I bet he could make that. And then I'll ask him too, being conscious of his own time. Would it be better for me to buy this? Even though I know he could make a version of it, would it be better for me to buy it? Is it worth his time? You know what I mean? In making it? Or is the price I could buy it for better? In which case I would just buy it and not have him having to spend his time on that. But my goodness, he just, he's always making things for me that I need. See, I'm trying to be conscious to stay away from that surfboard. Although I would have thought that would have been about dry by now. But that was like the wood disc for those of you. Did you see the video where I just painted those Christmas ornaments? I laughed. It was Belle, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Belle that mentioned, like, Lou's a woodworker. We live up here in Maine, which is, if you guys don't know, known as the Pine Tree State. And actually, we've taken down quite a few trees recently where he could have just taken one of the branches and just cut me a bunch of discs. And he has done that before, but it was the question, like, how, why was I using the ones that I had versus just having, Lou make me some, or buying them versus having Lou make me some? And that answer, there's a little bit of that tree right there. I just don't like, I'm seeing through and it's like white of the canvas, not actually blue sky behind that. So I think I'm going to paint in a little bit more of the green just because it's catching my eye. I'm going to try to catch that now and get that taken care of. That's a little too bright green. So anyways, yeah, that was, but I had received some of those as a gift. So I figured, well, I might as well use them. I was going to be making gifts to give to other people. And again, if you're seeing me mix this here, when I'm making, I've said it before, when I did the wreath ornament in that same video that I'm talking about, when I'm doing greens that I'm going to paint for plants or whatever, I just love mixing black and yellow together for the green that it gives me. I find that it gives me a really nice green. There we go. I just didn't like the way that was showing up. I was seeing a little bit too much little too much. It was coming through. It just looked like I didn't hit it with sky there, and then I didn't get palm tree there, so. Although, I could have painted that brown and made that like a lovely little coconut up there. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's set. I am going to hit the surfboard. Yeah, I'm going to hit the surfboard with another layer of the orange because I need for that to dry so that I can come back with the snowflake before we're done. Then I think I'm going to shift to, we're going to get Santa give him a little bit of color. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Just don't do what I did, Gypsy Heart says. The first time I tried to use a maul stick, dropped it, knocked my palette knife that was resting on the edge of my palette, turning it into a catapult for paint. That absolutely sounds like something that I would do. That absolutely sounds like something I would do. Yeah, Belle, that's right. I was pretty sure that it was you that said that. Made me laugh because I can make them, so I know it would be nothing for him to do it. Yeah, it's not. Excuse me, I do have some that he has made me. And yeah, I just happened to, I was using those because it was a convenience factor. They were there at the time that I wanted to do those. So that's what that was. All right, I need to mix up some more orange. Grabbing this red. Again, grabbing this nasty yellow with the black because, you know, we're going to have a muted orange and I'm going to have to get more yellow out. Do you guys do that? I always mix. Can you see that brush? I always mix with my brushes. I get them so full of paint. I mean, it's not up to the ferrule yet, but not to say that I haven't done that. I'm just going to pop this over here. And they say, well, like this, it says it's semi-transparent. You know, they have like the little, no, you're not going to be able to see it on that camera. See the little squares? And it's like cut at an angle. So it's like semi-transparent. No, this stuff is like, in my opinion, these paints are very transparent. And because I have that darker underneath, I am. That is loaded with paint now. I have that darker color underneath, and I am just going to glaze this lighter right over because I know some of that's going to show through. And at first, I'm going to try to hit that spot. Let that kind of catch up a little bit. Oh, yeah. See, and it's just, they're definitely a multi-coat paint for sure. If you like to work one and done, these are probably not the paints for you. But if you like to work in layers and you like to work in colors that can have really good transparency for those layers, then you may love these. They do go on nice and smoothly. I mean, I will give them that. They do go on nice and smoothly. And I like them. I just don't like that I'm not able to work as fast as I want to right now. Yeah, that is much better coverage. Much better. If you can you guys see the difference? Oh, look at there. Wait, there we go. Can you see some of those lines in there? And I don't know if these are just on too bright. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can. Is it going to show up a little better? See how you can really see the lines there? Like you can. Yeah, that's how the water is too. And I was like, didn't like it. I don't know if I had that back where it was supposed to be. There we go. And I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to trying out the new Canon, because if I can have the lights in the studio a bit brighter so that I can see, because right now, like I'm looking at what you guys see, and it looks like it's bright in here. It is not. It is not at all. Like, sometimes it makes it so hard for me to be able to see the artwork, especially like when I'm at my desk. But if you guys remember, you see the windows? Remember when we started streaming, as I put my hand like in front of the camera, the window right here? When we first started live streaming together, you were seeing the sunset, like the sun was blowing through that window. Yeah, not anymore. I told you guys, as we got closer, it's about dark outside. And next week, it will be dark at this time. It is like dark, like turn the lights on outside. It's dark. It's not quite there yet, but it is definitely getting there. Looks like really foggy out too. I don't know if that's fog or if it's still raining. So we got we got over 4 inches of snow. I was telling you guys during when I was modding over in Lisa's live stream last night, I was telling you that it was snowing, and we were getting, for the first couple hours, we were getting like 1 inch an hour, and we ended up with, it had to have been close to 5 inches. And then it started raining, and it was like freezing. It was 30 degrees, but it was raining, which, that's just ridiculous. If it's 30 degrees, it should be snow. That's just my opinion. So anyhow, that shrunk the snow down. There was still earlier about 4 inches of snow out there, but yet still raining, so diminishing that and freezing. Like Lou plows, he plows for our neighbor, and he plows our driveway, and he'll take care of both of our parents if they need it done. Sorry guys, just trying to get that line straight. And so anyhow, he was like sending them messages this morning saying, do not do your driveways, because this rain, it is just going to become a sheet of ice and dangerous. Like, let it all fall on the snow. And even though, that snow is going to get heavy, so don't worry about it. I'll come plow it later, because he didn't want their driveways being skating rinks, especially my parents, because my parents' driveway is like, it's a steep hill. Like, it's a steep hill. Excuse me. All right. I think that is, I don't know. We'll let that dry and see. Will it need one more coat? Maybe, but we'll see if that's looking streaky once it's dry. Like, I can still see some of the snowflakes. I don't think I'm going to need to put that back on there, which is good because that saves time. All right. I am liking it. Are you guys liking it? I am liking it so far. Oh. I'm sorry. I was reading some of the chat there for a second, and hello Ashley. I'm a habitual brush ruiner. I do not practice good brush etiquette, and therefore must reap the consequences of the angering the brush gods. Yeah, I try to. Hey, Joseph is here. Hello, Joseph. I'm glad you could join us. We've missed you. All right. just looks like you guys are talking amongst yourself. So next I am going to do, and I'm really like, I'm thinking animated Santa. You know, he's gonna have the white eyebrows and the white beard. I gotta get his skin. So for skin, yeah. Actually, this is some of the color that was left over from our beach sand, and I don't know that that's gonna make for the best Santa skin color. I mean, maybe if we're gonna give him a tan, I think we need to get just not a lot, just a speck of red in there. Again, he's going to have some pale skin, and this lighting, it's hard because I look at the lighting in here now, and then I'll look at this painting when I turn up all the lights in the studio really bright, and I'm going to be like, oh, I don't know. Might need just a hint of yellow in there too. And of course, I'm hardly mixing. I always do that. Do you guys do that? Like, I'm mixing the paint that I'm going to want to use for Santa. I'm going to grab some of this white. And as I'm doing this, I'm like, you're not mixing enough to do all of Santa. So then you're going to have to try to match that when you run out. I always I never mix enough paint. So going in, I'm going to be conscious of that and try to mix a little bit extra. Get that yellow, getting a speckle of that red. Might be too much red. All right, we're just going to see. We're going to see how that does. That might need to be darkened up a little bit. That might be still a little bit too pale. Well, actually, it's not too bad. And I'm seeing here like a spot where I should have brought the beach over more. It's really hard when, yeah, I've got way too much paint in that brush. That's the other thing about mixing. Like, I'm mixing with my brush that I'm going to paint with, and then I get too much in. But I always, I don't put pressure. Like, if anybody's seeing me doing this, oh, you can't even see me doing it on the palette. I could have just been quiet. So I take my palette knife, and I will just barely set it and just kind of gently brush over it. I'm not putting a lot of pressure to try to, I'm not damaging the bristles on my brush. Just trying to get some of that excess paint out so that I can get back to and not waste the paint. Because I could have just rinsed my brush and then come back in it, but then I'm wasting all that paint that was, in my brush. Whereas if I just kind of gently scrape that out, I can come back and not pick up as much and refine that point. Needs a bit of a tan. I know. See, Starving Artist Collector said he needs a little bit of a tan. He might need a little bit more than what I got going on here. And the other problem is he's going to blend in with this beach sand, which, I want his feet to look like he's got his feet dug into the sand. That I want. But I was given that thought this week when I was looking at this. I'm like, that sand and Santa's skin, they're going to be awfully close. And I think I don't know. Some's going to have to give there. I need some contrast between the two, and it's not quite what I want. Not yet, anyways. Starving says give him a tan. Maybe he's been on the beach. Maybe this is just after Christmas. He's on holiday. He finished his rounds. Well, no, you guys are ahead of us, right? So I am 4:10 on Thursday afternoon, but I believe, Starving, aren't you already into Friday morning? Aren't you in the future? I love that, in the future. Yeah, Santa does not have a tan yet. That did darken him up some, and he is, he's definitely a different color than the sand, but gosh, if his values aren't really close. Or sunburn. Yeah, most likely. Most likely. That would have been me. Well, until, gosh, when I was younger, that definitely would have been me because I was a freckle-faced kid. And I got out in the sun and I would burn like crazy. Yeah, Friday morning there. So see, maybe he starts there and then after he's done, he comes back and holidays. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to have to deal with Sanitos and being like, oh, I just don't care for this. It's not the way I want it. And so I said, well, he's gonna have his toes in sand. Why not? And he definitely could have a sunburn. You get them second after New Zealand. I've always wanted to go to New Zealand too. New Zealand and Australia. Those are two places that I've always wanted to visit. And Ireland and England and France. The list goes on. The list goes on. I've never aside from a trip to Mexico once when I was a kid, like I've never left the US. And of course that's, neighboring country. And now I'm so close to Canada. And when Lou and I went on our trip this summer, if it wasn't for all the COVID protocols, we definitely would have gone across the bridge into Canada because we were right there. We were looking at the bridge. And again, sorry guys, getting close, doing that edge. Which definitely always takes more concentration for me. But we were right there, and I would have loved to have gone. We were by the island because we were all the way in Lubec, Maine. So we were out by the island where the Roosevelts had their summer home, right? Roosevelts? I'm pretty sure it was President Roosevelt. Joseph, I get it. March 31st because they are already in April 1st. That's great. Yeah, he does. He has to go back and get the missus to go on holiday. Exactly, Belle. So just blocking in his color. I'm going to come back with shadows. And I'm trying to be very conscious that I don't get in front of you guys over here. But I know, I'm already feeling it, trying to get to that hand and the details in it. You guys not see where oh no, I'm way down here. Oh. All right, I'm just gonna, again, I need to be able to get this fine details in here. It'll be even more fun when I have to come back with the shadows. There we go. Just need to do that to get his little, you know. And again, I think somebody asked that. I did him with that whole, you know, like the hang loose sign. And I don't know. Question was asked, do they do that in Australia? Is that something that you see, Starving Artist Collective? And basically when I added the, you know, Santa giving you the sign right there, that was, that's a little throwback to my time in Hawaii. And because that's definitely a local Hawaiian island greeting. Which you especially see the surfers do as they're greeting each other. So that's why I included that in there. So yeah, and Hawaiian, it's Mele Kaliki Mauka for those of you who might be in Hawaii. It's Merry Christmas in Hawaiian. All right, we're going to get the details in his face so we can start to get a face appearing. And of course, then I'll redden this up and make his nose a little redder because, you know, Santa's nose is already red. It's either cold or it's sunburned, but either way, it's red. Is this? It is dry. I'm not going to mess it up if I go put my hands in here again. And when I did his eyes, I was just picturing, you know, for those of us who grew up watching like Rudolph, those eyes, those kind of eyes, the white, you know, the white with just the big old black circle, and that's their eyes. There's no color, there's just white with the black circle. That's how I drew his eyes. So I'm definitely going to have to come back over that. With some white to redefine those. All right. And again, see, as this is drying, I'm seeing more and more of those strokes. Wow. Talk about words there. I'm seeing more and more of those strokes showing. Just try to get a little bit more coverage there. I will be coming back through, if I don't get to it today, I will be coming back through and touching up some of this beach sand, of course, right around Santa to get him more defined. I'm going to post a picture of it for you guys over on MeWe for sure. And the other thing I wasn't caring for was right around, because you see I kind of back here leaning against the tree, I implied that maybe Rudolph is hanging out over there. And I'm not liking how it is around his antlers, so I'm probably going to touch that area up too. I don't know, looking at the time now, that I will get to it today. If I do, great, you'll get to see that. But otherwise, that'll be something I'll do off camera. And his belly kind of went down over. His belly went down over his shorts there. Which, I mean, I guess it's Santa. He's got a big round jelly belly from all those cookies. Could happen. Could happen. We're not judging. We got a jolly Santa here. All right. So I need to get a little bit of red mixed in so I can redden up his nose. And then I need a little bit of darker skin color so that we can do a shadow on some areas on him. Like I had the line, if you got the line art, you saw there's like the little line that I did over his belly to kind of define that he's got that big old round belly. And Santa just kind of had a round nose. And I'm just kind of peeking back at my line art, which I will bring that right over here, show you guys, kind of stick him in there. You can see him. I don't know how well you can see him, but kind of helps me with seeing what I wanted to remember. Like his little cheeks too, right? His cheeks are red. I got a little too carried away on that one, but that's okay. We just fix it. We just touch it up with his skin color. And let me see some of his lips in there. There we go. Just implying. All right. So there's that part. I'm going to touch that one side up that I think got a little too crazy. And you can do a painting of the missus sitting at the tiki bar. Oh my gosh. Hi, Marty. I did not see you come in, but hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Yes. Sitting at the tiki bar. That'd be fun. That's where this missus would be sitting. Just saying. Yeah. Hand sign is not seen very often here. So yeah, see, that's just kind of a throwback to Hawaii. And I remember, like, that was another thing. Like when you mentioned, Starving Artist Collective mentioned that Santa in the Southern Hemisphere, you know, it's summertime there. Well, when I lived in Hawaii, it was summertime there all year. It was average mean temperature, 80 degrees. And it was pretty much every day, 80 degrees. So Christmases there were always green, and Santa was always, you know, it was beach. So we definitely, you know, was kind of throwing back to that time too, and remembering my time in Hawaii as well. This is looking just a little lighter, so I thought maybe we just throw a little highlight in here and there. Okay. So I'm going to need to darken this up just a tiny bit. I'm actually going to take a little bit more of this. Yeah, that might be a little too dark. I hear car doors. We have company coming today, which I figured they would probably show up before I was done, but they know the drill. Let me just double check this down. Just trying to do some shadowing, like where it would be knee. Maybe some coming in here. Spot right there I'm not liking. There we go. All right. Yep, I think I can use that. We're going to get a little bit, and I got to pick this up because I'm going to get this little curve I did on the top of his belly. And so I want that to be right about up there. Give him a little shape. Oh, and of course, if I can get it, pop that in there. We gotta give him a little belly button. It's got a belly button. Okay. And now I need to get the shadows where, like on his hand. I gotta put some shadows on his hand, and I'm gonna need, again, sorry guys, I gotta pick this up because I have to be able to get in here with fine. Do you do that when you're like, even when I'm painting regularly, I will definitely grab, if it's a small canvas, not if it's big canvas, it's a lot easier to work with there. I just need to get some shadow on like his palm where his fingers are casting a shadow. Maybe on the back side of his thumb. And of course, if I get too much anywhere, I can just come back with the other color and brighten it right back up. Just gonna pull in some of the shadows where like the crease of his elbow would be. Under his arm. Go. Can even, you know, he's not wearing a shirt. Can even define some of the muscles there. All right. He has some shadow under his knee. Again, under that knee. And I will come back and clean up some of that. He's also going to have a little bit of shadow right along the edge of those board shorts. Whoa, I literally spun that chair, almost knocked that camera right off that palette. Just coming above where I put some of the, you know, his cheeks, just kind of giving that definition where it would like come back in. Yes. Oh, and Joseph, you weren't here. So yes, live streams usually every Thursday, but after this Thursday, I won't be back live streaming until the first week of January. So there could, like I said, there could be other You know, I will do like my Tuesday videos will still go out. And there may be, I may throw in a few other videos here and there during that time. But live stream schedule after today, there's just too much going on. So that will resume. That will resume the first week of January. And so between now and then, there's what, two Tuesdays? So those 2 Tuesdays will have videos. If I have a chance, I may throw in a couple, you know, a bonus video or two where I'm not live streaming, so that I'm bringing you 2 pieces of content during the week. But with Christmas, I can't promise that. But I can promise that the 2 Tuesday videos, those will definitely be up for you. Those will I will definitely have those. All right, again, picking this up just so I can redefine where the circles of the white part of his eye going to be. I'm looking at my little drawing there. There we go. And he's got his little white bushy eyebrows, which again, these eyebrows already were pretty much white, but I am adding more because it's just white of the canvas. So, you know, it didn't have white paint on it yet. Got to give him those bushy eyebrows. Adding more to his, oops. Gosh, things dry so fast in here. Adding more for his beard and his pom-pom. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up a little bit of almost like a light gray so that I can get some shadows going in there. And I'm hoping that as I'm turning that, it's doing so in a way that you're being able to see a little bit better. So if I have to hold it, at least you're seeing it a little better. Again, my apologies if that like makes things more difficult for any of you. So in my downtime, what I plan on doing is seeing how I can get my new camera to connect. Trying to make the decision if I am, there was so much drama around Streamlabs OBS, which is what I've been using. So if any of you have heard drama on YouTube over them, I'm not getting into it. I certainly have my own opinions on the subject, but I'm trying to decide if I'm going to continue using that service, go back to regular OBS, or there is one, it's Ecamm, which is specific for Mac, which of course that's, you know, that's what I have. That's what I use. So I haven't decided, but my goal is to look at that kind of stuff and get those things set up so that when we come back at the beginning of the year, you know, I'm hoping that that's going to be a even better. My goal is, and I just turned that. I know I totally turned this wonky on you guys. I'm sorry. My goal is to just keep little things, just focusing on one little thing and to continue to bring you, you know, better and better content. All right. I need to make a little bit of gray. So just dabbing a little spot on my black. I think that will do fine. Yeah, you guys can see it. Thanks Gypsy, there are so many bots going around through YouTube chats right now. So here I'm just dabbing on, because just dabbing spots, and I'm going to come back over this again with the white and dab back over those, because I just want his pom-pom to get a little bit of texture. It's very hard for you guys to see that. Again, another thing that I'm hoping that if I can get that other camera, my new camera, set up, that means I'm going to be able to, you know, zoom in or zoom out and yeah, bring you a better quality picture that you can see. Though I was so excited to get that camera. So excited. All right. And I know Santa's beard would, his beard and his mustache are white, but doing just a few strokes in here. And if I didn't get too heavy, I'll just come back through and touch a little white over them. Kind of defining the edge of where that hat is. Getting a little shadow there. Same with over here. And this may be even in a lot more shadow because, he's holding up against the surfboard. And I didn't put his fingers back in over here. What am I thinking? He's supposed to be grabbing that surfboard, and I didn't repaint his fingers in. Oh my gosh. I love Santa's beard. Cracks me up. I tell Lou all the time, Lou grows a beard in wintertime. And I always tell him, I'm like, the older he gets, the more and more, he's looking like Santa. Oh, it cracks me up. All right. So I am going to come back over with a little more white and just make some of those not so prominent, and I had to grab that Liquitex Heavy Body Titanium White, which is what you're seeing me use now. It just has such a much better opacity. But the Amsterdam Titanium White would be it's a wonderful mixing white, and because you really do have some great transparent qualities to that. So here I'm just dabbing over some of that gray. I just want to lighten a little bit of that up. So it just has more of a, big old fuzzy pom-pom. And of course I forgot to put some in the hat, so I'll be going back and forth again. I do that all the time. Okay, his little hand goes where? All right, right about there. I'm just going to do those, just going to try it freehand, because why not? Just gonna put in where his fingers will be, and then I'll come back over it with that skin color, the skin tone we made. It's just so dry. It's not wanting to. That's another thing with the heavy body paints. When they start drying, they're thick to start with. They get really thick. And that is going to have way too much. My coverage keeps going off. This is looking great, Angela. Thank you, Tara. Something going on your end, Tara? That's not with the stream, right? Everything's looking okay here. Doesn't look like I have any issues. Hopefully everything is good. There we go. Now it's starting to. This wasn't flowing off my brush. There we go. Get his fingers in there. So I'll let that dry. I'll hit it with the skin color. And we have his hand grabbing the board. And yeah, we need to tone down a little bit of this. back over his little mustache. I do want some of that gray to show through, but I just want it to look like, you know, his hair. You know, some shadows, different sections in his beard. Again, coming back in with those bushy Kringle eyebrows. And I'm going to grab a little bit more of that, which is already trying to be dry. A little bit of that gray, because I forgot to do the little spots to, you know, the cotton on his hat. We want that to look like it's the fluffy cotton. There we go. There we go. Liking that. I am loving how this guy is turning out. So I'm going to put the snowflake on the surfboard here in a minute. I think that, well, I don't know. I might, how much time do we have? Okay. Before I put the snowflake on, I think I'm going to try to touch that one more time with orange so that it is a bit smoother, because I think I would like that better. And then I'm going to get some darker in his hat. We'll put his eyeballs in, of course. Let's do that right now, because you know what? As soon as he has his little eyeballs, his face is just going to come to life. It's like Frosty with his magical hat. Santa needs his eyeballs and he'll just come to life. It's not you, it's me. Wow. That sounds like something, you know, sounds like a bad dating line, something you don't want to hear. It's not you, it's me. Okay, let's see. I gotta pick him up, guys, because this is detail, and I got it. Oh, I caught it. And, well, I don't see black on me. I don't see black on the painting. There's no black on my clothes. I don't think it's possible. I think I just get a little bit on the the stand that holds my palette. So yeah, a little bit on there, but there you go. That happens to me a lot. It is not uncommon for me to suddenly just toss a brush without, you know, intending to. Okay. Can you guys see? Let me make sure you got that. You guys, I don't like the way that, see, it picks up those weird lines. Ugh. I'm also looking at my line art as I'm doing this to see how I had them drawn, because that took me a little while, and I did like the way I got the eyes on there. Put those in. And then here we go. And I think I need to line them. I think I need to line around them to really give them that definition, because I'm seeing the way it looks in the line art, and well, we're just gonna try it. If we don't like it, you know, it's just paint. You can always undo it. Just trying to go nice and thin. Oh yeah, I definitely think that's the way to go. Because again, he's, you know, he's more animated style. I'm gonna have to turn this, guys. My apologies. But we want our Santa to look right. That means I need to turn it. I'm definitely like, when I'm painting, I will flip and rotate my paintings all the time. There we go. I wanted to keep that line nice and thin. And this, when I'm doing the work like this, very hard. This is usually when I'm grabbing for my glasses. It's the only time I wear glasses. It's the only time I wear glasses is when I'm in the studio and I'm trying to do some detailed work. Okay, and his eye is supposed to come right over. I went a little too far. I went just a little too far there, and that eye's a little wonky. Not a problem. We can fix it. It can be fixed. Right? As I make my best effort to come in here and just touch this little edge and make it disappear. Oh, that is the one thing I definitely love about acrylic paint. Like, people I hear like, oh, I can't paint in acrylic. Sure you can. You absolutely can. So easy. If you let your layers dry in between, if something like that happens, you just wash it off and carry on. Right? So when we let it stress us out. There we go. Oh, that line got a little big. I'll probably come back in with some white and bring up the white. My earring just got caught in the thing in my braid. Oh, look at him. Look at him. Can you see him? There he is. So there's our Santa. I'll probably bring the white back in so that those black lines get a little thinner. I keep wanting to talk to you guys here, but you're not here. You're here. When I'm at my desk, you're here. So that's just kind of like that natural motion to turn that way to talk to you guys. All right. His belly, I've got some streaking going on there. Just need to add a little bit more of his skin tone. The art ninja. Ah, yes. Yes. I'm telling you. Oh, Bill says, it's the only time I don't wear glasses. I can see right in front of my face. Oh, well. Yeah. No, the only time that the only time I have to wear mine is when I am trying to do something. It's like it's an eye strain thing. Like, my eyes just, for sure. They start straining and I'm just like, I can't see. Can't see anything. There we go. There was a few spots on his arm that I wasn't super thrilled with. And see this, I'm telling you, it still looks like the easel. Like the light over here. I bet you if I grab my grayscale, which I can't reach right now, I bet you we would not be exposed correctly at the moment. So I am sorry. Again, goals for when we come back in the new year. I'm going to just keep doing everything I can. Focusing on one little step at a time. We'll get there. We'll get there. Oh, his fingers. Look, I've got this skin color. I'm supposed to be painting his fingers with it. All right, so what time are we at? Okay, so, yep, I'm going to get his fingers on here, and I'm going to paint his snowflake so you guys can see that, because we're not going to continue this again in a live stream, because we won't be back till January. But I am, any little touch-ups, any little extras that I have to do, I'm going to post that over on MeWe. So again, if you're not following me on MeWe, I do hope you'll join me over there. It is MeWe.com/P as in page /P. So MeWe.com/P/Clark Fine Art. Come on over and hang out. Say hi. Drop me a comment. When you guys do things that I share, I love to see your work. So you could always post over there and tag me. Of course, I am one of the mods in the Lockery artist group, and that's pretty much the artist group where, like, if I want to post something, I'll post there because I don't have my own artist group at this time. So, you know, we just kind of, I pay attention to what everybody's sharing over there. So I'm just going to touch up on his eyes where he needed, you know, where the white kind of was disappeared a little too much when I did the black lining. So just bringing that back out, and hope that you guys can see that. I'll try to do it this way so that you can see a little better. And then on this one too, that eye got a little too dark right down there. There we go. There we go. Look at him. Yeah, that, hey, so just here, I wasn't going there. I just wasn't going there. I was like, nope. I'm not gonna add that, not during the live stream. Yeah. All right, snowflake. So his snowflake, as I'm looking at the one. All right, let's see if we can freehand this on here. We're gonna give it our best try. Get his snowflake in. I was like, I don't know. He's illustrated style. Maybe he doesn't have them. You know what I mean? Maybe he's just cartoon Santa. He's rated G Santa. So yeah, we don't show that. Here we go. And then we're going to go like this. Wow, look at me getting those. I shouldn't have spoken so soon. I do have one more to draw here. All right. So now I did a line like this, a line like this, one here, one here. And then we had those little fraying crystals that are growing. I love snowflakes. You see the snowflakes, like when the snowflakes are big and you can see them up close and you can actually see all the crystal structure of them. They're so beautiful. I just love snow, but then you guys are learning that. There was a painting that I so wanted to do with you guys. And I was going to, if we would have gotten this finished, then I would have started it this stream and would have finished it. Well, what would have been the next stream that we're not doing now. But I would have finished it in a video and brought it to you. I wanted to try my graphitint because I have not tried them yet. And I just thought it would give me a really neat, like, so the scene, it's like a snowy scene that would be like a wooded scene. I was going to give you guys the line art for it too. It would have been a snowy scene, and it's got a little boy, and the way he's dressed, it just looks like it could be like an old time, I'm thinking Norman Rockwell type, you know what I mean? Not saying that my painting would have been that caliber, mind you, but that style. As far as what his clothes are in that image. Oh, there we go. Look at our snowflake. So there is Santa's snowflake on his surfboard. Bottom's a little big. Well, it's fine. It's fine. Let it go. There we are. All right. So we are just about out of time for today. But what I am going to do, I'm going to check in with the chat before we leave. I will be touching Santa up and doing the final details off camera. I am going to be and I am going to add a little bit of the teal color like we're talking about with Starving Artist Collective. I do want to get some of that little Caribbean water feel going on there. So I am going to take him a little bit of another step further. I will finish him. I will share pictures of that on MeWe, and so that you can see it. So that's my plan for the rest of this. He's not quite done yet, so I'm not going to sign him yet. But look at him. There he is. With his feet in the sand, grabbing his surfboard. We got Rudolph, or one of the reindeer, hanging out back here. So, yeah, I hope you guys are... I wonder if I go... Let me see. Can I bring you guys this way? Will it look bigger for you? No, not really. Not really. But that's him. That is him. So yeah, we're going to get that. Oh, okay, he's not wanting to listen to me here. Transition over. There we go. So that is my plan. I will finish that up. I will post it. I will share it with you. Yeah. If I paint it at the desk so that it's like down, maybe I'll even record that, because that will be really easy to record. And then maybe I can, if I record it, given that I'm not going to be live, maybe I'll just take that and throw it on a video. But I'm not promising on that one. I don't want to say something that I can't deliver. So we will see how that goes with all the time. And yeah. So just some more little touch-ups on Santa. I'm like, wait a minute, can you guys see him? Yeah, this is gonna, whoop, I gotta go this way. But that just totally washes him out, because this is like, maybe if I pull that back. Oh, there it is. Look, that is that's a much better. Can I pull him back? Pull him over? I'm doing the mirror game here. Like, he's wonky. There we go. So there we go. We'll do some touch-ups to Santa. You see how the clouds, like, see how the sky, like, to me, it just looks like storm clouds. I'm like, that looks like a snowstorm's coming. But, maybe he brought some with him from the North Pole. I don't know. Oh, we are like, That's bright. No, I had it on the right one. I had it on 2. These lights are amazing. They are amazing unless you're trying to record and show you accurate pictures. So I am hoping that that new camera is going to help with that in the new year. So Merry Christmas, everybody. I am sure I will say it again to you in the video between now and then, but I hope you all have such a wonderful holiday. And, you know, if you celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. If you Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa. Mele Kalikimaka for all of those in Hawaii. And Merry Christmas. And whatever holiday you're celebrating, I hope you have a merry one. And, you know, if you don't celebrate Christmas or you don't celebrate a holiday right now, well, you know what? I hope you're having a wonderful time of the year. And I definitely look forward to being back live with you guys first Thursday in January. And have a wonderful new year. New Year's Eve is actually mine and Lou's anniversary. So, yeah, it is a busy time. It's like my birthday, Christmas, New Year's, our anniversary. Like it's all just boom. December is, maybe that's why I like December so much. It's like everything happens at once. And then Lou's birthday, we get to celebrate, and the 4th of July, Lou's birthday, it's right there together too. So yeah, we don't do anything where we're like, it's unique to us. It's, you know, anyways, let me I just want to touch in with chat, and I said touch in, and I'm reading some of those comments, which I'm not posting. I'm laughing and I am enjoying them with you, and you can go check out the live chat. It will be available once this video is done processing, and see what we're all chuckling about there. But yes, Belle and starving. I'm just not going to share that part. Thank you, Jamie. You have a great afternoon too. And Marty, thanks for the live show. You are so welcome, and Merry Christmas to you too. You are welcome, but I'm glad that you guys are having fun and enjoying it, and I am loving spending this time with you. So yes, great Christmas and New Year's to everyone. You too, Starving Artist Collective. So, okay, Tuesdays, the videos will still be. Live streams will not resume until first week in January. I know I've said this once already, but my brain is just telling me to make sure I get it right. Edited videos, I will have edited videos for you during that time. So on Tuesdays, you're still going to get a video for me, and that's not a problem. Should anything come up, again, I would just post that on MeWe. So if you're not following me on MeWe, please do so, because until we hit 500 subscribers, we are so close. Like, we're so close. That'll unlock the community tab. And then when there's any changes, I can put it, like the other day when I couldn't get the, I had difficulties and I couldn't get that video early, but it came, but it just came a little later. I'd post it on the community tab. So, Kwanzaa, that's another one. Yes. But again, we're getting close. We're getting close to 500. Thank you so much to all of you who have subscribed. And you know what? For all of you who have been watching, can I give a huge shout out? Because, you know, I know that some of you watch, but don't necessarily click that subscribe button. And that's okay, because I don't want you to subscribe unless you know this is content that you want to be notified about and you want to always be able to see. So those are the subscribers. Those are the clicks that I want on that. So that's why I never ask you guys, you know, click that subscribe button. But if you are getting value and, you know, you do want to be notified, then by all means, go ahead. But regardless, thank you for watching. You guys, in the last rolling 12-month period, I've already hit 4,000 watch hours, which anybody who's chasing that YouTube dream knows that the first step in getting monetized, you've got to hit 4,000 watch hours and you've got to hit 1,000 subscribers. And so the watch time's there, and as long as I keep making these videos that you keep enjoying watching, so do leave me comments below, because that's what helps me make the content that you want to see. The more you keep watching, the more I keep creating, we're going to maintain that 4,000 hours of watch time, and you know what? The subscribers are going to come, and when you do, I welcome you, and I am so glad you are here. So if you're seeing this in the future, hi, thanks for joining. All right, guys, until next time, keep creating. Have a very Merry Christmas. If you've missed any of the other holiday videos, I'm going to go back when this is done, and I'm going to put a link to that right here. And nope, it's going to be right here. Wait a minute. Right there. The link will show up right there. And you can check those out. And I hope that you do and that you enjoy them. I've had a lot of fun making them. They haven't had as much views because they're a little different than my normal content. But for those of you who have been watching, you have been saying that you're liking them. So thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Keep creating. And I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye, guys. So I can't find my